Hi, I'm standing by this old tank here in Monessen Park in Monessen, PA, and it reminds me of the Kingdom of Babylon in Daniel's time. Can you think of a heathen or unbelieving leader who wrote part of the Old Testament Bible? Well, it was Nebuchadnezzar in Daniel chapter 4. Now, remember Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Well, their original Hebrew names were Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. And Daniel, obviously, Daniel. And that El in Daniel, that Yah in Hananiah, and Azariah and Mishael, those are all making references to the Hebrew God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now, when they went into captivity into Babylon under King Nebuchadnezzar, he changed their names to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and Daniel became Belteshazzar. Now, King Nebuchadnezzar had this dream that troubled him, and Daniel was the one that interpreted it and showed him that the king was going to lose his kingdom. He was basically going to get lifted up with pride, and he was going to lose his kingdom. He was explaining to him that God put him in a position that he was in. The Hebrew God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, put Nebuchadnezzar into his position of authority for a purpose. And it wasn't Nebuchadnezzar that was able to do it on his own. And Daniel warned him at the end when he was explaining the dream in Daniel chapter 4, in verse 27, he says, "For this cause, O king, let my suggestion be pleasing to you, and let your sins be covered by righteousness, and your evil doing by mercy to the poor, so that the time of your well-being may be longer." But Nebuchadnezzar was in his court one day, looked out over his kingdom, was lifted up with pride, and was knocked down. He lost his kingdom for 7 years because he lived like an animal. He went mad. And then it was restored unto him, and then he lifted up the Most High God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and wrote the first part of Daniel chapter 4, saying how he truly is the Most High God. Now, what does this have to do with anything? It has to do with you as a believer or even an unbeliever. You will accomplish the will of God on this earth. Nebuchadnezzar was not a believer in the Most High God, but he accomplished God's will. I choose to believe in God. I choose to do God's will according to his word. And am I perfect at it? No. I'm covered under the grace of Jesus Christ who saved my soul, and has forgiven me of all of my sins. Now, I choose to serve God willingly. Where are you at in your life? Are you serving God willingly, or are you serving God unwillingly? You can study this out for yourself in Daniel chapter 4, or just read the whole book of Daniel. Thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye.